Libra, you are represented by the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Ten of Swords. So there could be the ending of something or a feeling of betrayal, probably due to a lack of cooperation or getting the assistance or support that was needed. You may have perhaps a loss of work, and that's impacting your relationship, or you may be dissatisfied in the relationship. Maybe you're not getting the respect or the due that you feel you should get. And maybe you don't know where the relationship is going. It could be that there's a lack of direction or your heart is not in it. Somebody's not putting forth the effort necessary for the relationship. And maybe if you're not with somebody, there's been a missed opportunity. So there could be some criticism. Maybe you feel a sense of betrayal about that. Somebody is criticizing you for not meeting their expectations or vice versa. So in other cases, maybe there's an excessive concern for getting recognition or approval or upping the social status. So there are some issues where you may feel, again, victimized or betrayed. There could be some kind of loss or disappointment. Maybe there's some backbiting. And you may feel like you want to give up. Maybe you feel like you are pinned to a circumstance and not getting the support that you need. But this could also be a mindset where you merely are not looking at something through the proper lens. And you may be ready to give up on the relationship because you're not getting, the respect or the cooperation in it that you feel you deserve. But this will be a time to get up and, face your responsibilities, your obligations with regard to the relationship, because you could be turning a corner. Maybe it's about to get better. The clouds are clearing and the worst is over. For some of you, there's an issue connected to illness, perhaps yours or a person, your partner. Maybe, the illness is not, you're not getting, the progress that you need to with regard to an illness. For some of you, you may feel like your partner is holding you back, that their pettiness, their excessive emotional dependency, their insecurities are playing out all the time, and you can never seem to get ahead because you're constantly having to put out the fire related to your partner. It could be that, there's a sense of betrayal because either you or the person you're with are passing back and forth some accusations. Somebody's saying that, hey, you're not who you appear to be, or you're misrepresenting, or you're being false, or you're not being truthful. And that may relate to the material or the emotional. So before you can move ahead to anything new or better, you're going to have to deal with taking care of loose ends and unfinished business. And this may have to do with trying to get to the bottom of something related to issues of intimacy. Perhaps you want the relationship to deepen, and maybe, you need to have a conversation where you open up that possibility, but you feel like you've been victimized. Maybe you feel victimized sexually, or you're trying to gain some discernment. Maybe there's nothing going on in the bedroom and you are worried about that. You're trying to figure out, is your partner being faithful? For others of you, maybe you're dealing with some kind of sexual illness, and you could also be putting on a game face about how you feel. It may be difficult to make that intimate connection because you're hiding your truest self, or your partner is. So this may be a time where you need to dig deeper to find out the truth or be truthful with your partner. Now, the romance is characterized by the Six of Swords and the High Priestess. So you're making some decisions. Maybe you're going to move on, or maybe you're going to try to salvage something. So for some of you, you're trying to get past some troubled waters. You want to let go of something that's been unhealthy, some toxic connections, perhaps even some abusive situations. You're making some decisions. And, for some of you, maybe you're going to make a decision to create some beneficial changes. Maybe you're going to travel somewhere. Maybe you're going to travel to a place that you've been to before. Maybe you're going to travel to reconnect to somebody. And it may be that a female figure is important in this theme. Perhaps a daughter, a sister, a platonic friendship, or, a lover that you've idealized. Now, you may decide to move on, move past a person, or there could be somebody who is giving you some advice. Perhaps somebody that deals with the psychological or the emotional. So for some of you, you may be creating some beneficial changes through therapy or counseling or discussing something with someone, making an important decision. You're definitely re-evaluating your relationships and the belief system that you have. You may be rethinking a promise that has been made, especially if somebody is accused of misrepresenting. So you're looking at some goal or objective or promise or relationship and rethinking it, looking at it to question whether it's still valid. And there may be decisions to be made about an opportunity that is presented that may appear better than what it is. It may be too good to be true. You'll have to listen to your intuition and go within to determine that. So it could be that something has a condition to it. You can accept it, but there are some strings attached. So you really have to go deep within. Now, you may be, totally caught up in your head. One of you may be very analytical. You're not getting in touch with your intuition. It could be that somebody, you're having difficulty because somebody has a bias. They're looking at a situation and they're intolerant of the other person's viewpoint. And that's creating some kind of issue. It could be that somebody is now changing the rules, especially, again, if there are accusations of misrepresentation. You started off with one way, now you've changed the game somehow. And somebody is doing that to suit themselves. Maybe they're trying to outwit the rival, or maybe to, outwit you, or perhaps somebody wants to keep things vague and keep you guessing or wondering, or maybe you're doing that. But it could be that if you're playing these kinds of games, you may be inviting some kind of intrigue, something that you're not quite ready to deal with. And so you're going to have to question, again, an opportunity and whether you should get involved or re-involve with a person or a circumstance or a habit that may disappoint you because there's a record of it. It's on record that this person behaves this way and this is the outcome of it. Or perhaps that's your track record. So you're making some decisions and there is a secretive element, some kind of hidden influence that's driving a situation. And it may connect to, again, arguments about whether somebody is getting appreciated. It could be somebody is, there's a disagreement on the attractiveness of something, or somebody is caught up in, purchasing luxury goods or items, or maybe somebody's trying to hold on to something that doesn't serve them anymore. But there's some disagreements where somebody may be trying to win at all costs. Again, trying to change the rules. Could be that there's some difficulty in communicating. And so there's an appreciation for moving on, or trying to create some beneficial changes. For some of you, maybe you're actually traveling. Maybe this is a luxury vacation of some sort and there's some disagreements about it. But the focus is on appreciation, getting some kind of gratification, issues of abundance, and whether somebody is excessively holding on to something. Now, why is this occurring?